I went to a party on Easter weekend. I was in grade 11 at the time. Little did I realize that going to that party would be, really probably one of the worst decisions I would make, because it led to my first sexual encounter, which was really a rape, which led to my first pregnancy. I couldn't see a future. And so when abortion was suggested as a solution, I was drawn into it because I wanted to return everything to the way it was before. I remember being told, it wouldn't take very long, and it didn't, but it was the longest 5 minutes of my life. And I remember wondering if there was a soul. And I remember asking that question and having this vague sense that life had ended. And then I began to cry. And my tears were beyond my own understanding. They were very deep. So now this is 7 years after the abortion. It was my birthday. I was alone. And the idea of suicide began to creep in. So I turned on the television.
Here at 100 Huntley Street.
It was late at night, and 100 Huntley Street was on. David Maines was doing an altar call. He was inviting the viewers to give their life to Christ.
To God, will you be the one?
I wrote the number down, and I remember feeling filled with hope. And I dialed the number, and a counselor came on. Then after she drew the story out, she asked me if I was sorry for my sins. And really, it was the bottom line. It was my sin that was, such a burden that I couldn't carry, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. And then she led me through the sinner's prayer, where I gave my life back to Christ. She said, if you have a Bible, read it. If you have a church, go back to it. And if you take time every day to talk to God in your own words. I felt a joy come back to me. I felt like I had been cleansed, like something was washed away, and I felt new life. I'm so grateful that God raised up 100 Huntley Street. I said to my husband, if it hadn't been for 100 Huntley Street, would I have been deterred from suicide? Would we have ever met again and married? And we've been married 35 years, thanks be to God.